The 13th of July was the 8th day of Operation Citadel, and it didn't go well. On the 13th of July, the commander of Army Group South, General Erich von Manstein, and commander of the Army Group Center, General Günther von Kluge, was summoned to East Prussia. The Allied invasion of Sicily on the night of 9th of July had caused German military leadership to stop the offensive and begin redeploying forces to the Mediterranean theater. The generals were ordered to terminate Operation Citadel. Kluge welcomed the decision, as he was already in the process of withdrawing his units to deal with Soviet attacks on his flank. But Manstein was greatly disappointed. He argued that his forces were now on the verge of achieving a major breakthrough on the southern side of the salient, as he saw it with his 3rd Panzer Corps about to link up with the 2nd SS Panzer Corps at Prokhorovka, and they would be halting the offensive just at the moment when victory was in hand. Manstein proposed that his forces should at least destroy the Soviet reserves in the southern Kursk salient, so that the Soviet fighting capacity in the sector would be depleted for the rest of the summer. Finally, he was allowed to continue a reduced-scale citadel, a second offensive, for a few more days. After the meeting, Manstein put together the plans for Operation Roland. The plan called for Das Reich Division to attack east and south and link up with the 3rd Panzer Corps, which would attack to the northwest. Once the link was achieved and the Soviet forces encircled and annihilated, Prokhorovka would then be attacked shortly thereafter by the combined forces of the 2nd SS Panzer Corps and 3rd Panzer Corps. The goal of the operation was to destroy the Soviet armored reserves massed in the southern sector. The assault began at 4 a.m. on the 14th of July. Following a brief artillery barrage, Das Reich's 2nd SS Panzer Regiment fought off a series of counterattacks and forced the Red Army units to withdraw eastward to a new line. On the 15th of July, the 7th Panzer Division of the 3rd Panzer Corps made contact with Das Reich, but Soviet forces in the gap were aware of the threat and conducted a fighting withdrawal. The link-up failed to trap the Soviet forces, though they abandoned a substantial number of their anti-tank guns. Operation Roland failed to produce a decisive result for the German side, and German forces assumed a defensive stance along the entire front. In the early afternoon of the 17th of July, Operation Roland was terminated after 3 days with an order for the 2nd SS Panzer Corps to begin withdrawing from Prokhorovka sector back to Belgorod. The 4th Panzer Army and Army Detachment Kempf anticipated the order and began executing it as early as the evening of 16th of July. The failure of Operation Roland, combined with the immediate prior strategic failures at Kursk and Prokhorovka, effectively sealed the fate of the German army on the Eastern Front. The Soviets took full advantage of the initiative passed to them by the Germans and would hold on it too until the end of the war in Europe. They pursued the German army across Eastern Europe, regaining all the territories lost prior to 1943, while at the same time capturing large German forces along the way, and would eventually capture Berlin in April of 1945, ending the war in Europe.